Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I got something new for you. What I'm going to be doing is this 2055 that was repainted was given to me by one of my relatives, and the smoke unit inside does not work. So what I decided to do was get a replica pellet type smoker element to put back into this locomotive instead of going with the usual liquid smoke replacement that I go with normally. So the package just came in from eBay, and today's video we are going to put this pellet type smoke unit back into this 2055, and I'm going to show you that it is okay to use liquid smoke in the pellet type smoker. Let's get to it. Let's get our scissors and crack this little package open and have a look at our replacement. So as I said, I normally use the liquid type ones just basically because they're cheaper, but this time I decided to go with the replica pellet type because one of the locomotives, actually my 726RR, has one of these in it, and it works really well as well. So I'm just decided to give this one a try. So here we have the complete kit. So we've got the element itself with the little rat tail sticking out. And there it is there. Nice brand new wire. We got the nice element here with the ceramic little block thing that the wire is wrapped around. We have our grounding tab sticking out. We've got our assortment of cotton swab things and little body washers and all of that stuff. So we are good to go, because what this kit does is it actually uses the original chamber, smoke unit chamber, so the cast pot and the lid, we keep that from this old one and just swap out the element. So right now we're going to start by taking the shell off of the locomotive and getting to that smoke unit so we can start our installation. So this one no longer puffs, and that's not a problem. This wire is wrapped around itself and then something else again. So what we're going to do is we're going to unsolder it from this tab on the E unit that supplies power to the element. So while I'm waiting for the soldering iron to warm up, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take apart the old smoke unit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a flathead screwdriver, just slip it in here and just pry this out. Now, sometimes they come out easy. Sometimes they are pretty caked up and don't let go too nicely. That one took a little bit of a fight, but came out nonetheless. So, looking at this, it looks pretty burnt, actually. I'll have a better look at it once I get it completely apart. These grounding tabs sometimes break very easily because of all of the heat, I guess, that's come off of it. So if you're trying to salvage, if you're trying to replace this to salvage it, you got to be very careful about that. And I don't think, there we go. I can feed it through and just have a better look at the original element. I still don't. I'm just going to try not to break it. So we just work that through. And have a look here. The wire looks all intact. I don't know why it wasn't working. I mean, it's pretty burnt looking, but that usually doesn't affect anything. There must be something wrong with it, maybe right there. Ah, well, we got a brand new one, so let's use that one. And we'll keep this one just in case. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to unsolder this connection here and do it without removing the rest of them. There we go. That's better. The camera can see that better. Let's just heat that up and pull that off. So I'm going to take this off first, and then I'm going to work on cleaning out the cast piece itself. There we go. And everything else is still attached. Good, good, good. So this here, as you can see, there is a washer like this down in there as well, or actually it's something like this one. But this is also filled up with a lot of the old material buildup from the wax pellets being used over the decades, because this should not look like that. So we just got to scrape this all out. I hear some people screaming at me, just unscrew the thing. So that's a good idea. Thank you for that. So we'll do that. So it's just 2 screws on this bracket. We'll back them out. So the light is going to be attached to this thing. So it's going to come to right there. But we could just get the bulb out of the way just so we don't break it. Like that. Okay, so now I'm going to continue. There we go. There's the last chunk. You see how solid it gets? I don't think there's anything left of the original gasket. Just scrape it around in there. I'm going to get in there with my little Scotch pad again and just do a final cleanup on it. So this piece here, this white piece, is what goes in the bottom. This sits here just like that. And then your element is going to sit on top of this like that there. But first, what we need to do is we need our cap. So this is the original cap, and I'm going to give that a little clean too. I'm just going to wipe that out with this little towel here. This one isn't so bad. It doesn't have a lot of residue buildup on it. Some of these things are actually totally caked and look like the inside of the tray or receptacle or whatever. This piece. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to slide the ground through. Slide this rat tail through and try not to fray that nice new insulation. Looks like we might have to do some trimming here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this back out carefully. And I'm just going to butt it up to the old one. Just kind of see where the fit is. You can see that these tabs on the new one are just a bit longer, and since this thing fits so tightly, you may have to do a little bit of trimming there. So I'm going to get my scissors. There we go. It's not going to take much. So we'll trim a little bit, test fit it, trim if we have to, and test fit it until we get it exactly where we want it to be. Perfect. That's what I like. So there we go. And we want to keep this open here. So also what we're going to do now is we're going to fold the grounding tab around and down, just like so. And it is going to sit in between, just like that. And we'll push the whole thing all together, making sure everything is clear. So what I'm looking at here is that the spout here fits in this little notch here, so that nothing is obstructed. And that's all clear, and we're just going to push it back down. There it is, back together. Easy, easy. We can put our light bulb back in. So this is just like a straight swap, whereas the liquid type, there is a little bit of extra steps you have to do. And I'm looking at this plunger and it looks absolutely horrible. So I am going to clean it up as well while we're here. So we're going to set it back in here first, where it goes. Like so. And we're going to bolt this back on. Okay, so we have the lead soldered back on. We have the wire tucked out of the way. And we're going to put the shell back on now. So let's go ahead and do that. And don't forget, you got your extra washers here that you can fit on here. But these usually need to be trimmed down a little bit. So I think I may end up using the original makeshift washer that it came with to put in the body there. The other thing that I've done is I've gone to a fabric place and I've actually gotten a material very similar to this, which is a much thinner material, similar to what this one was. And just use this, or if there's anything left of the old gasket, you can see I've already done once, and just cut out a new one. And we can do that just as quickly. And you'll have a perfectly usable gasket here. Okay, now some people also use the secondary gasket as well. So you can just pop this back out again. And this actually gets stuffed right on top of the white material. And we just fit the whole thing back in. With this extra one, it's just act like an extra wick. It just holds a little bit more of the fluid a little bit better. But either way, if you use it, if you don't, it's fine. It doesn't really affect how this operates at all. So, now that we have that all back together, we have our new gasket cut. It's time to put the shell back on and test our smoke unit. So here we got the 2055 with the new smoke unit installed on the tracks, and I've been running it around for quite a while, and I'm not getting any smoke. I'm not seeing a whole lot happening there. Give it the sniffer test. I can smell it. So it's heating up. The element's working, but we're not getting a lot of smoke. Now, I only did put a couple drops in, and I'm wondering if maybe the wick needs a lot more oil in it to, I don't know, prime it maybe? Because the element is definitely working. It's getting heat. Every once in a while I see just a little tuft come out. It's hard to see on the camera. So I wonder if I just drown the thing. I mean, what's it going to do? Other than not work even more. As I put this oil in, you can see I saw a little waft come out of it, so it's getting hot. That's for sure. And I double checked that the air hole was still clear, and it is. So the plunger is moving. There is air circulation able to get in there. It's just, it's not heating up enough. So I've put those few extra gallons in there. Maybe that wasn't enough. Let's put too much and see if that's enough. Yeah, there's a couple more wafts coming out of it when it first hits. So I'm just going to fill that up. Put what I would consider to be way too much in there. Let her sit, run around the track maybe for a little bit. Heat it up again, see what happens. And maybe we'll get some smoke coming out of this thing. Maybe the oil just needed to really soak up into that first wick. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. I'm gonna get you guys in a little bit closer and see if it'll show up on camera here. I can definitely smell it though. I'm gonna put a couple more drops in, because I'm really smelling that oil. I'm just not seeing any. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now we got something going on. I knew I smelt it burning. So maybe that wick just needed to be primed with a good amount of the oil here. And this is what I'm using. So there's probably a good, oh, I don't know, 30, 40 shots of that oil in there. I think we got her now. So there we have it. I'm going to call that a successful installation of a pellet type, a reproduction pellet type smoke element back into this 2055 that was given to me by a family member. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hook up some more cars to this, put it under a little bit more load, maybe throw another guy over on the tube track there and take some shots of some trains running. So thank you guys for tuning in and watching this. I hope you found it helpful. Please put your comments down in the comments section. I love reading them, and I love the information that you guys share that the other viewers get to see, stuff that I might have missed, or tips that I wasn't aware of. It's all super valuable information. So once again, thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to do all the YouTube stuff by hitting the like bell and the subscription and all of that fine stuff. And if you can, I really appreciate it if you jumped on over to the Patreon page. The link to that will be in the description of this video. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.